The Dallas Cowboys remaining free agent targets. Who are you hearing out there that are worth talking about, and who do you think that we need to be bringing in?
So the three names that I'm hearing consistently is Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, and Calais Campbell. Shout out to Mark Holmes. He's been talking about Calais Campbell a lot. Some of our other content creators don't like Calais Campbell as much. So those are the names. I mean, obviously, when we was talking about this earlier today, some of the contracts that receivers are signing are a little misleading. So Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs, when you really boil it down, they really got 1-year deals. So the contracts are just, they're a little tricky. You have to really read the fine print. And so I was kind of getting discouraged when I saw what Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs signed for. But when I really got the inside or the explanation of what the contracts really boil down to, I really think that Steven, if he's smart, him and the cap guy that they use, his name is escaping me at the moment. I think it's what is it? I can't remember his name,
Maldonado.
No, it's Pacifica, Adam Pacifica.
Adam Pacifica, yeah.
So if him and Adam Pacifica, so it's really interesting to me that Adam Pacifica is even still there. But what they can do the same contract that New England did with Stephon Diggs, the same one that the Chargers did with Cooper Kupp, and they can get Keenan Allen signed, where it ends up being Keenan Allen is making $16-17 million for 1 year, and the same with Amari Cooper. They could probably get Amari Cooper for less. We still need to find out if Amari Cooper really wants to play. And then Calais Campbell, I'm kind of 50-50. I kind of agree with Mark Holmes. I do understand what some of the other content creators are saying, but those will kind of be your finishing touches. I'm still hearing some good reports on what people are thinking about Kenneth Murray. Brados really likes the signing, and some other guys, I think, on Cowboys.com. So, and then I heard an interview that Kenneth Murray did. So, I'm kind of thinking that if you got Kenneth Murray and Leofow or the other guy that they signed, Sanborn, give Overshawn some time. I kind of think our linebacker room may be kind of getting reshaped before our eyes, like our safety room was reshaped. We got Hooker. He really wasn't like just terrific. He hasn't been, but he's been good enough to kind of get us by. So I'm really liking the way that linebacker room is coming in shape. But yeah, those are the three people. What are you hearing about Amari Cooper? Are you hearing that he wants to play or he doesn't?
I'm hearing that it's kind of up in the air. I'm hearing that it's not that he wants to play, but that it's not that the coaches and that the other players are saying that he needs to hang it up.
Yeah.
So this is Adam Pacifica. He enters his 21st year in the Dallas Cowboys player personnel department. In his role as director of salary cap player contract, Pacifica assists Stephen Jones and vice president of football operations Todd Williams in managing the club's salary cap, negotiating player contracts, and monitoring league transactions. This guy right here, 21 years in the Dallas Cowboys player personnel department. Not a lot of people know his name.
Steven's
right-hand guy.
Mark Holmes talks about him all the time.
Mark Holmes does talk about him. Now, let me tell y'all something. One thing, 21 years and 30 years, to me, go synonymous. To me, he's one of these guys that needs to be changed.
Reassigned.
Yes, right. Reassigned. I don't see anything, that's mind-boggling. I didn't know that he was 21, been here 21 years and been doing this 21 years. He
started out he was a restaurant manager or something.
I was talking to the guys today, and one thing we was talking about is the Cowboys, just the bottom line on this is they just have not done a good job at salary cap. They just haven't done a good job at it. I mean, that's just it. They have failed in salary cap. When you look at when they've signed players, when you look at, it's not about how much they pay players, because they do pay players. They always reset the market. And,
they're going to pay Micah.
They're gonna pay Micah, but this is not a good thing or a bad thing saying that they pay players, because this is the NFL and every team pays players. The thing is, they do it when you should not do it. They wait,
and they pay the wrong players.
They pay the wrong players a lot of times. Prime example, paying Michael Gallup when they should have kept Amari Cooper. Things like that.
And they signed Michael Gallup coming off ACL. When Michael Gallup, a lot of people, they'll disagree, but Michael Gallup was never a number one receiver. I don't think he was a number two receiver.
Yeah. Well, he might have been, his first year or so, but it's just like with signing Zeke and not signing Henry. That's a Adam Pacifica problem. That's a Stephen Jones problem. That falls up under them. And
they signed Jalen Smith. When he came in with his knee injury, had a great turnaround. But Jalen Smith should have been a one and done contract player. Of course, you got the Tyrone Crawford deal. You got the the way they kept LVE the last couple of years. He didn't make a lot of money, but they were kind of forced to keep LVE because their salary cap was so jacked up. They couldn't afford to pay Bobby Wagner.
The moral of the story is the Cowboys do a bad job at salary cap. They do a bad job at signing players. They don't do that. They don't do that good enough. And then it's just amazing that they've been able to stay this relevant this long and be this close. But when the rubber meets the roads in the playoffs, when you got to win or go home, it is basically a clean slate. It's basically just a straight up shot. You've done it 30 times and you failed all 30 times. There really is no wiggle room in that. They might have made it. They have not won the second game. They got to the second game. They haven't won a second game in 30 years. So, that's just not, and the reason why is because, in my opinion, is because of the one or two players that you did not sign that was not on your team to will your team over the hump, i.e. Saquon last year for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's my theory of building a team around Dak. What you got to do to get over the hump, you got to have some other players so that we don't have this deer in the headlights Dak, where he's just kind of out there with the deer in the headlights looks, because you just got CD, and the other thing also that's happening with Micah too, when we're getting in these playoff games, they're just able to put Micah in a box, double him, whatever the case may be, and we just don't have other players around Micah. You would have loved to have seen some of those playoff games with an Overshawn, with the Kenneth Murray on the field, and of course we got to replace Jordan Lewis now. So, but yeah, you just gotta build a good team so that if Dak is having an off day, like Patrick Mahomes, he's won a couple of Super Bowls where, honestly, he really didn't play that well. He played well at the end, but there's a couple of Super Bowls where, when they played the 49ers the year before, they were losing the game. He wasn't playing good, but the defense, players around him, they stepped up and made it happen.
Right, just like I got a few things I can say about that. It's just like when we lost to Green Bay. Dak, he didn't have the complete deer in the headlights, and the only reason why I say he don't have the complete deer in the headlights is because it's been some games in the playoffs where Dak had deer in the headlights, and that was the reason why we lost. Like when we played the 49ers, the first time. Yeah, like him, the defense played good enough for us to win that game. And then that other game, Tony Pollard had a season-ending injury in the second quarter.
Defense played pretty good in that game too.
Also, they did, but Dak played good the first half of the game. Literally, the game was over when Tony Pollard got hurt.
Yeah, Dak played that first half of that second game. He played good. The first time we played them, I caught the boombox game with Debo. Dak didn't really play that good from start to finish.
And also during that game, you got to look at what was happening on the sideline. You had Kellen Moore literally not playing people
Tony
because
Pollard.
he didn't play Tony Pollard because Tony Pollard missed practice.
And going into the third quarter of that game, CD had no catches.
He didn't even target CD at all. So, you know, you got you if it ain't one thing, it's another. Like I said, and when all of that was going good, it could have been fixed. The defense just let Green Bay just do whatever they wanted to do. And that was
the Green Bay game, it was just you can just really just scratch that one off. Now the first two 49er playoff losses, both games were very competitive. The first one we absolutely could have won, and we got the ball back. We could have went down the field and scored. That's the game when we got down at the end and we couldn't get the ball snapped because the referee moved the ball, put it in the wrong spot also. But
yeah, but and also on that game right there, I mean, you in a position to where that game, I don't care if you would have did a Hail Mary. I mean, come on now, you got 1 second left and you got to score. You got 40 yards to go. And
remember, a couple of plays earlier, Cedric Wilson was open. But Dak didn't have enough time, and he couldn't really get the ball. He was kind of at a funny angle the way he had to throw the ball. But if he had had a little bit more time, it's a touchdown. Cedric Wilson had to stop and turn around.
Also, there was a situation where Cedric Wilson, I think it was either that game going into halftime or the Boombox game going into halftime. Cedric Wilson catches a touchdown if the sun is not in his eyes.
Yeah, I remember that.